just try to cover some of the Excel tips and tricks more of related to validation and some filtering actions like that. So first thing is like print tip. What I mean print tip is when someone tend to print sheets, they just give Control P, and if you look, the headers are there only in the first sheet. If you move to the second sheet, we do have headers because like we have done something. If we name the range as print titles, then we'll be able to see that. For example, now I have removed the naming. It's like still the naming remains. Maybe copy this in case. Okay, now if I do the printing, we won't have the names in the second sheet. Here we have only one sheet. So here if we found the second sheet, we don't have the name and the store kind of thing. So what's the tip over there is like once you select this range and name it as print underscore tables. So in that case, we will be able to just print. Once you print, you will get titles. So if you look here, I named this range as print underscore titles. That's why when you print, we have the name like day 1 to day 7 or 8, like whatever is there in all the sheets. So once it's not limited to one row, even if you want first to second row, you can select those and name it as print underscore titles. You'll be able to just get the titles in all of the sheet. That's the first tip. Moving forward for the second tip, number to percentage. So for example, currently if you have some numbers like this, since it's in decimal, you won't face any issue. Maybe let me switch off that mode. So if I enter the number, okay, I didn't save this. Okay, so now we have the numbers. If you want to convert them as percentage, once we what we tend to do is if we do and if we select percentage, then there will be a percentage and we got to divide it by 100. But I will suggest an easy way for that. So 25, 21 like that. So once you have this, let's enter the 1% somewhere, and if we copy the 1% and if we paste special, and if we give multiply, so directly get percentage rather than like using this percentage and dividing it by 100. So we can select all range and we can go in one go. So this is the number 2% second tip. And third tip, filter by cell. Generally, if you want to filter like furniture category while doing validation, what we tend to do is like Control Shift L, or you can do the filtering and we will select the furniture, give OK. But this is like some 2 or 3 steps. Just to avoid that, you can select like whichever value you would like to filter. And once if you right click on that, and then you can go for filter from cell. Filter and filter by selected cell value. So now in this case, we got just a furniture alone like filtered. It's not limited to only the cell value. We do have cell color, cell font color, cell icon. Cell color, I mean the highlighted cell which we do, and the cell font, like it's pretty straightforward, and the cell icon, I'm not sure what is mean. And coming to the next one, the insert decimal thing. For example, while we are doing a data entry job or manually entering data, and for example, if we enter 253 or 3.23, something like that, if it is consistent over the thing. So instead of putting selecting like the decimal in between, what we can do is which we already we have seen, but still home file and options here in the advanced you can just automatically insert places maybe 2 or 3 whatever, and if you give OK, whatever number you enter at last 3 decimal places will take irrespective of the number you have mentioned. So if you see here, everywhere we have 3 decimal places, and the issue, the tip is like it should be consistent with either 2 or 3. For example, in places, some places if you have 2 and in some places if you have 3, then in that case we should go for 3, and for 2 digits we can just enter a 0 at last to serve the purpose. But if you have wide range like decimal place 3, 4, then this is not advisable. Then next, adding a line break instead of comma. For example, sometimes while doing the data cleaning, what tends to happen is like addresses used to come with comma if you want to print or make it a label. So this is not the ideal way. So to do that, what we can do is we can replace the comma with a new line actually. So once you selected the range, I'm just pressing the Control F. It will just open this find and replace window. Once you go to replace, what you want to find is the comma, and we want to replace that with the new line. So the shortcut for new line is Control J. Once I enter, you can see something blinking here. So not sure if this is visible here. So blinking here, that's the nothing but the new line thing. So once you replace all, we have done total in 21 replacements, but now we can find only the name because it's in the wrap text. Let me remove the wrap text and click it again. So now if you see, the new line is added and this thing is divided across among the cells only. So name, first and street, block, city. So once we get this type of data, if you want to print or if you want to just print the labels, so we can go for this technique. Also Control J is the shortcut for the new line. So we can find the commas and we can replace them with the new line. Next, going forward for the next step.
Jairus, can you use a Control J shortcut while inserting text in cell?
Inserting text in the cell. Okay, let me try that. Name. Okay. Sorry. Okay. No, I don't think so. Once I click it, the sound is coming. Yeah.
While working on the cell, if you want to go to new line, you can press Alt Enter. That will also work. Alt Enter and you can start typing.
Name, Alt Enter.
Didn't work.
No, I think maybe in Power Queries that's the case, not Excel. Once I press Control Enter, and the previously whatever I entered, it's getting vanished.
No, did you try Alt Enter?
Alt Enter, okay. Yeah, it works. Alt Enter works. Clearly request. What tends to happen is it won't be in the desired format, but it's better to retain the Excel default format. So in that case, what you have to do is select the range, then go for home. You will find the clear, and if you use these clear formats, it will just get back to the Excel normal format. One more again, like add-in or something. So some features we tend to use very often in Excel. So for those tips, what you can do is you can select and you can add it to the quick access toolbar. So now you can see the quick access toolbar, and you can just click over it and this thing will do the purpose. Or I guess one more shortcut is once you added it to the quick access toolbar, you can just press the Alt, so it will show which number you have to press to do the purpose. For example, this clear formatting, it's just saying the 5. So once I press the 5, this thing happens. And So it's not limited to only the quick, only to the clear formatting. Even this merge and center, if you want to add to quick access toolbar, you can just add, and you can just press the alt button, select the range, and whatever number comes, if you press that, that will be the shortcut for the quick access toolbar. And moving on to the next tip, split. Okay, in some cases we'll do doing the validation when we have like a vast amount of data. For example, if you want to convert the day 6 with the day 30, what I tend to do earlier is just select from 7 till 27 and hide it. So in that way, I'll just get to compare with 6 and 28. For example, if you want to look at 7, then I got to unhide and look. So it's like not that user friendly. Just to do that, we have one feature in Excel which unhide. So once you go to view and if you click the split, what it does is we get like a X and Y axis. So once you move on this till here, it's like the ratio of screen which you like to split and view. Now if you see, we have like 2 scroll bars, one in the left sheet and the other in the right one. And also if you would like to compare top versus bottom, again we have 2 scroll bars for top and bottom. Anyway, here since we need only on the horizontal, let me move the vertical away. So once you put it to the topmost, it will just go away. So now we have this line. So if you want to compare day 3 versus day 40 or something, what you can do, you can keep day 3 over here and you can scroll this and go to day 40. So in that way, we will be able to validate. And also the beauty about this tip is like if you make any changes, it will reflect in the other sheet as well. For example, here I removed everything from AR cell to AW in some portion. So if you look here, the same thing will happen. And once you remove the split, it will be back to the normal mode. So I found this tip will be very useful when we come to validation sort of things. And add on like one more feature, once you have this vast amount of these things, so if you would like to navigate or go through the day 34 or 35, we are not able to see the stores. So in that case, what you can do, you can use this feature, freeze panes. So once you scroll, the headers remains. Okay, I have to select the range. Oh, still singular.
No, unsplit, and for freeze panes to work, you need to, your active cell will matter a lot. So just go to the second cell in the second column, B1, and now go to freeze panes, and yeah, select that. Now you can have your headers and first column fixed.
Okay, understood. Thanks, Ajit. So this is about the freeze panes. Now let me move on to the next tip, group feature. What this group feature does is like once you have multiple sheets with the same data structure, if you want to make changes in one sheet and if you want it to reflect in the other sheets as well, what we can do, we have to select the 3 sheets. Here I just press the shift and select the data 1, 2, 3. For example, if you like to select sheets which are not in a particular order, then you can go for control and select the sheet whichever you want. So currently I have selected these 3 sheets. If you look like they are in the same structure, let me make some changes and we will see how it reflects in the other sheets as well. So let me make this some. Not only the formulas, even the headers, whatever change you make. So now if you look at, like I made the change in data 3 sheet, if you look at data 2, data 1, those formulas will be added. And also if you look, these headers also has changed to bold and the color. So this is known as like a grouping feature. The condition is the data structure should be the same. and you have to select the multiple sheets whichever we need the changes to happen. And one last features, we have just looked at the validation between in the same sheet by using the view and the split button. What if you have different sheets and you would like to validate one over the other? In that case, what you can do is you can go for again the same view, and here we have new window. So once you go to new window, the new Excel sheet would have popped. You can see Excel to KKSS2. Just to have it inside, what you can do, arrange all. And you want tiled or horizontal, vertical. Let me go for horizontal or maybe vertical. So if you look, now we have two sheets. Here it's not necessary we have to be in the same sheet. If you want the same sheet, you can go over the split. If you want to compare data 1 over the data 2 sheet, then in that case you can use this feature, comparison between the sheets, view, new window, arrange all. It's not limited only to vertical, even if you want horizontal also. Tailed is customized how much you want to put. And again, one more beauty of this is if I make any changes in this sheet, and if I close, it won't ask me to save or something. So currently in the data 2, I have removed from C7 to G13. Once I close this and open this, so if you see in the data 2, G7 to C7 to G13, it's got removed. So in this case, if you want to validate across the multiple sheets, we can just follow this technique. So these are the tips I had for today. Maybe any doubts?
Jairam, in this grouping feature that you explained between 1, 2, 3, we are having fixed number of stores, right? 16, 16, 16. What if one of the tab is having more than 16, let's say 18? In that case, we'll
okay. So now this has 18 stores. So it has 16, maybe. Let me select these two. It has happened, maybe the formulas. Yeah, it works. But for example, now if I add this formula in this 18 cell, I think this will cause an issue in the other one. Unless we are doing the operations at the bottommost row of the high rows, then I think it won't be an issue. Here, since we have 18th and 20th row, we are performing the average operations. We are able to get this. For example, if I perform the sum here, now I'm not sure whether it will reflect in the 20th row. Let's check that. See, now the sounding row got ranked. Okay. Yeah, it works, but the condition will be we have to consider the data or sheet with the ES number of rows and to take its